Hello and welcome back to the channel, David's Insight. Today I'd like to share my thoughts on the Adam Eve special episode of Invincible, recently released on Amazon Prime. The movie follows Samantha Eve Wilkins, who discovers her powers as a young girl and must come to terms with her sinister origins, discovering a family she never knew she had. The events of this special takes place before that of Invincible Episode 1, being a prequel story. It immediately begins on a climax where a big fight scene ensues. This was such a great way to start the special as it had such smooth action sequences as well as the stakes being very high, with Dr. Brandyworth rushing Eve's biological mother to the hospital despite Erickson, the antagonist of this special, warning him not to. Both Brandyworth and Eve's mother really get the chance to have a heart-to-heart before her apparent death not so soon after. It is during this where Brandyworth promises to look after her child. The climax ends with Erickson storming into the hospital, coming across Brandyworth, who has left the baby with Adam and Betsy Wilkins, who have just believed that they'd lost their child. However, Erickson believes that the baby died along with the mother. We then cut to the titles. After a brief montage of Sam as an infant, we then cut to the babysitter scene, who recognizes Sam for her potential and insists that her parents enroll her in a special school for gifted kids. In this school, we see a homeless Brandyworth through the window who is watching over her. The next scene shows Erickson and Rogers running experiments on Phase 2, who is being held in a tube of confinement. Meanwhile, Sam meets a neighbor, Val, and begins to bond with her as they become best friends for quite a while. We find out that Sam is being kicked out of her school for gifted students, upsetting her parents, especially her father. Samantha calls the other kids at her school freaks, and her father makes a comment about how she's one too. She then storms out of the room, and it's at this point where she discovers her powers. She turns a book into glass as well as turning a sandwich her mother made into a burger. Sam is eager to show her best friend Val. However, Val doesn't accept her and is completely freaked out, making Sam feel isolated in her social life. Later on, Sam attempts to turn a squirrel into a puppy with her new powers but fails in doing so. The following scene shows Sam facing her first bad guys and uses her powers to turn their masks into metal. Brandyworth then arrives in the shadows to tell her briefly about her sinister origins and to warn Sam not to use her powers. As the conversation comes to a close, a surveillance drone appears which spots Sam using her powers to fly away, which really hypes up the tension. Sam arrives home, to which her mom sees that she snuck out. Sam is now even more disconnected from her family than ever, due to the shocking revelations revealed to her by Brandyworth. It is revealed to be Sam's birthday, and Samantha continues to fight evil as she faces Kilcannon. Brandyworth is disappointed to find Sam, now Adam Eve, to be still using her powers. They head to a local burger mart as Brandyworth reveals the truth about Sam's biological mother. It was revealed that she was once a homeless woman and Brandyworth would be running experiments on her. Not so long after, a fight ensues between Adam Eve and her original family. The animation spoke for itself in this scene, as it was such a thrilling fight to watch thanks to the flawless visuals. It was of tremendous quality, fluid, and smooth. We also really get to see how versatile Adam Eve's powers are. Phase 2 really put up a fight during this scene, which really adds some extra depth and backstory to his character. At one point, they are about to kill her, however she is saved by Brandyworth. Phase 2 then drops Brandyworth off the bridge as Adam Eve immediately rushes to his rescue. She manages to save him in time while finally defeating Phase 2. Adam Eve and Brandyworth are then surrounded by Erickson, which then leads into the next scene where we learn the truth about Sam's mother, that she is being stored in a containment tube, which is really horrifying to witness, especially for Sam. Even more tragedy occurs from here, where both Brandyworth and her biological mother are killed right in front of her, which prompts Sam to achieve ultimate power, erasing Erickson and Roger's memories with ease. Upon returning home, we see that Sam's parents haven't forgotten her birthday, and although eating some of her cake, still care for her. The special ends with Sam's dad remarking, "We're the only family you've got," as she changes the photo of them to her biological family. We also have a touching moment between Sam and her mother, with her mother promising it'll be alright, which was the icing on the cake to wrap things up. And that's pretty much the end of the special. We do get an epilogue involving Omni-Man and a younger Mark who has yet to discover his powers, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. Now, this special was an 8.7 out of 10. It was such a great story to explain Samantha's upbringing. The pacing was great. It also had the perfect combination of sad, thrilling, and shocking moments. The animation and designs were astounding, and finally, the characters were great. For example, Sam was such a well-written protagonist because of the tragedy and shocking truths she has to experience, which really adds extra depth as well as fleshes out her character. Another example is Erickson, who was a pretty good antagonist with some good character development throughout the special. I'd also like to talk about Eve's father, who might be unlikable but is well written because he is portrayed as impulsive, saying things without thinking which he may not necessarily mean. Overall, this was a very good special. Although the soundtrack could have been better in my opinion, I still believe the special is good enough to overlook this because of its strong opening, great climax, and a satisfying conclusion. Anyways, that's going to be it for now. I do highly recommend the special. You can watch it with a subscription on Amazon Prime. Be sure to like, comment your thoughts down below, share, and of course subscribe. And thanks for watching.